guys? Today I found myself in Rivesville, West Virginia, and behind me is Story Brewery. So we're going to go inside, meet the owner, meet the brewer, see what they have to offer us, get some history, and try some great brews. So I'm here with the owner, Aaron. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
So how did you get into beer?
How did I get into beer? Well, I've been drinking beer since I was in college. But I was definitely lucky in college in that I had a lot of friends who were, I don't know, they were into craft beer a little bit. So instead of when we had parties, it wasn't so much like cheap 30 packs as everyone sort of would always bring, like even if it was like Sierra Nevada or something like that. So I think I was lucky, and then I developed maybe a good palate for craft beer early.
Nice.
But I never thought it would actually turn into my day job, but. You got to start somewhere. So
how did you get into actually going from appreciating the taste to actually trying to make it yourself, or like wanting to do that? I should say.
So I have to say, I more handle the business side of stuff here at Short Story. Mike, our brewer, who you'll probably talk to eventually, he was the one who actually got into making craft beer. And so I was really just quality control. I would just taste it and say, hey, this is pretty good, or hey, you might want to work on this recipe. But for the most part, I don't brew beer. I famously say I never brewed a beer in my life. I just know what I like, and I just like being Mike's #1 taste tester. So.
Being a taste tester is pretty
It's an important
yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the name. Like, how did you come up with Short Story?
So it's interesting. About, oh my gosh, it's probably been like 10 or 11 years ago. Mike and Abby, my co-owners / sister, brother-in-law, moved back to West Virginia. Mike started brewing beer around that time, and I was in grad school for creative writing at the university. So as he was sort of starting to work on brewing beer, I was in grad school trying to learn how to write. We would meet up all the time. We would talk about writing. We would talk about brewing beer. At some point, some drunken night, probably in McClafferty's or the brew pub downtown, someone said the name Short Story Brewing, and we put it in the back of our brains. And then 2 or 3 years ago, when we actually thought about maybe giving this a shot, we immediately went back to that brain. So it definitely like planted itself back there a little bit.
For me being a writer, like Short Story is kind of my bread and butter. So
Sure.
I love that name.
And it's a good guiding principle for a brewery, you know. Yeah. Creative product, creative space, community oriented,
good logo.
easy to remember.
Yeah. I love it.
So it's worked out very well. It's easy to say. So yeah.
And you're going on, you said a year and a half.
We celebrated our first anniversary in August. So yeah, a little over a year. Sure.
And that's part of the process. I've seen you, as I said before. I think we were talking about we were in different like beer festivals and stuff before we never met. So it's cool that you're getting it out there. And that's the important part when you're foot's in the door.
Yeah, we've been very lucky in terms of the minute this brewery opened. We've had a lot of success in terms of our distribution, in terms of bringing people into here. This area, the state, the local community is very open to craft beer and trying something new, and so it's very important. You know, people have to give you a shot.
Yeah.
So.
It's a great time for craft beer. Like, you know, they're popping up everywhere, and I hope that still continues. And it's
Sure. I mean, there probably is some kind of bubble to this industry, but in West Virginia, it doesn't seem to be here yet. People still want to try new things, and
we have football and beer. That's
football and beer.
That's what we have.
Yeah, they're like what do they call them? They're depression proof. As long as no matter what the economy is doing, people are going to drink beer and probably watch sports. So.
Awesome. Is there anything we haven't covered that you want to touch base on?
I do not know. I'm trying to think. What was that? I'm sorry. I might have to think about it a second. I'm at a loss. There's probably a lot we have to cover.
If not, we'll get back. But
sure.
They kind of gave me this teaser here, so I'm going to meet with Mike and let's do my favorite part of the thing. Let's do the review.
This is our mash tun and our kettle, and then here's our fermenters right here. These are all 10-barrel fermenters. And recently, if you can point to the other side, we just got our first 20-barrel fermenter, so we'll be double batching into that one. And we actually have kind of a new piece of equipment. It's called a lagering tank. So basically, we're going to do all lagers in like that horizontal tank on the other side over there.
That's just set up for lagers.
Yeah. So the lagers are really big around here. People, go crazy for them. We can't keep them, in stock. So we just just have to start making more.
Has this always been your setup since you started?
Yep, this is it since day one.
So really impressive. Usually when people start off, they're not big like this. As you know, people that follow the show will see the difference. But yeah, man, really impressive for a new brewery. Any future plans you see, or any dream equipment you want?
I mean, we're kind of limited by space, so this is pretty much.
Just knock this wall out.
I guess we could. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice, to have a canner so we could, can some of our beers just to get them out, further away from here and have people try them and get bigger. But we'll see.
I realize nobody's invented and just do that. And
Mobile canning?
Yeah, so there's other options.
Yeah.
This thing, make great beer, people will come. So you don't even have to that's a different goal.
Right.
So we're here with head brewer Mike, and for one, let's just talk about this. This is an awesome flight. Little
Card catalog drawer.
yes,
So it kind of fits our theme of the short story.
I love it. So what's the first one we have? Where are we going?
So the first one we have is My Friends Call Me Red. It's an amber ale. And this is what we call our gateway beer. So basically, we have a lot of people that come in here that have never tried craft beer, and they're kind of intimidated a little bit. But we give them one of these,
It's a great aroma.
and it tastes more like beer that they're used to drinking, but a little bit more hopped up than a typical amber.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets their foot in the door, and then it leaves them open to try other stuff.
Definitely a really good amber. Not too hoppy at all. Like it's like I get what you say. It's a foot in the door beer because it doesn't punch you in the face with the hops. But all around good beer, man. It's got the great aroma, great color, great taste. This is one I think it would be an easy drinking beer. It's one you can sit around with the guys all day and drink. And sure, not get too heavy and bloated. Definitely, if you come here and you're not into the craft scene yet, I would definitely order this one first. Moving along.
The next one is our Terra Firma. This is one of the first IPAs that we brewed. It's a little bit more on the bitter side, as opposed to some of the newer IPAs that we make, which are more on the sweeter side. But some people still like a little bit of bitterness in their IPA, so we continue to make this one.
So they're the citrus.
Yeah,
As I say, I get the citrus, really
Right.
citrus smell.
Some citrusy hops in there.
Ooh, that's smooth. Again, not too overpowering with the hop. Really smooth beer. This would be like one of those. I would call this like a summer beer. It's like if you're like a hot day, you need something. I think this would be the trick to get you out of the sun.
I think so too. It's a good refreshing beer for a hot day.
God, I love the smell. I'd burn that as a candle like that. That citrus smell is awesome. Not a huge IPA fan. That one's delicious, man. I'm really impressed with that one. Moving along.
So our next beer is our Sideways Glance IPA, and this is, like I said, one of the newer beers that's a little bit more sweeter, a little less bitter, kind of more in the New England style.
Now we're starting to get with the hops again. Not overpowering or anything, but this is like a solid IPA.
It's got a softer mouthfeel than the first
Yeah,
one.
and it's got. I like the aftertaste. It's different. Like I like with the name Sideways because it's different. It's not your generic IPA that you buy. Like you were saying, this is like your most popular one right now, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good sour right now.
Take it. Is this going to be seasonal? Or is this one of the ones that's you're always?
We just started making this. This is our second batch of this, and like I said, it's been a pretty good seller. So we'll probably continue to make it.
I would. Definitely good. I don't even know what else to say about this. Like I said, it's different from your normal, so it's all around a solid IPA.
And then our last one is Two for the Show. That's our double IPA.
Two for shit. So now we're going to bring the hops. Right?
Yeah. So this is an 8%er, and typically we serve it in a smaller glass than a pint glass. It's going to be something like that, just because it drinks pretty smooth, in my opinion, and a lot of people have told me that as well. And they go down kind of easy.
Yeah.
Right. So
Get
I
up
like
the key,
to-
whoa, the legs. Oh yeah, so you kind of scared me with the double there because I was expecting to eat a pine cone with this taste, and no, not at all. Like I like to, even with describing them, like you hit the hops well. So some beers you're just like you get that earthy taste right away, and these you still get that, but it's not overpowering because you still get everything else mixed in with it.
With all of our beers, balance is my number one goal first, and then everything else is secondary. So I want it to drink well.
I like too. You gotta be different, since especially craft beers are breaking down. There's not one of these that tasted like, oh, this that amber doesn't taste like another amber.
Right.
All three are IPAs, different. So
Right now we're a little hop heavy, but it's getting into fall, winter time, so we actually are going to start brewing our stouts and our brown
Nice.
ale.
I definitely have to come back for that, just
Yeah.
to see the difference from it.
They'll be out in a couple weeks.
Nice. Well, overall, impressed with everything, so come try the beers, guys.
Cheers.
So I'm here with another owner, Abby, and she's going to cover everything, the boys left out.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, part of being here is that we get the opportunity to give back to the community. It's really a dream come true for Aaron and I to be in a space that we grew up about a mile away, and the community is about 835 people, and we're its first only and oldest craft brewery. And it really gives us an opportunity to support the community that really supports us, and so we have a lot of exciting things coming up. We're hosting Rivesville's first ever 5K.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is gonna, all the proceeds are gonna go to the school and back into the community that really supports us. We just opened the kitchen through a partnership with a great local chef, so it's a nice place to have in the town for a restaurant, an option for the community to come and hang out. Really, we support a lot of the local artists. We sell wares here. We have a pop-up shop, and it's really just a dream come true for us to be able to use this industry to better the lives of everyone around us. And so we're really excited to be here.
It's like living your dream and get back at the same time. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Is there anything else we haven't covered that?
I think that's all it's really good.
It's really good. There was not one I didn't like, so all drinkable. They said you guys usually said you had 6 on tap, right?
Yeah, we have 8 taps. We have 6 to 8 on tap usually at all times. And like Mike said, we're getting into the stout season. The coffee stout's coming, so that's my personal favorite.
Don't worry, guys. There will be filler episodes with Short Story that try the other beers. They're great people, so I like to go back for that. So thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here.
So we're gonna wrap things up here. Mike and Abby and Aaron have all been awesome with opening their doors to us and stuff. So we were talking a little bit off camera about I like to do bar magic. So we're gonna do it first here. I'm gonna show the first trick I ever learned. This is horribly not shuffled or anything, but it doesn't matter. You don't trust me anyway, even if I did shuffle it. So, but very simple. This is how you get a free drink at a bar. So tell me when to stop. Whenever.
Stop.
Take your card. Memorize your card. I won't look. Got it? Put it down. Okay. Got the deck. I'm going to try to find your card. And if you see it, don't tell me or anything I messed up, but I'm going to do a reading of it.
So I don't say anything?
Yeah, don't say anything if I pass it. Slow process, but it's okay.
It's building anticipation.
Yeah. You feel it? Yeah. So I bet you the next card I flip over is your card to do me drink. Fair enough?
Okay.
Okay. It's simple, and you bait him in with that because what you can't see is I really passed his card, and then you go through,
You jerk.
pick up his card, and turn it over, and that's how you get a drink every time. Thank you so much for having us, guys. That's Short Story Brewery. Yeah, come in. Cheers, guys.